Good looks is only one objective when designing your kitchen, but when designed right, your kitchen should cook well too. And we're standing in the kitchen today with Chef Candy Lesher, who's prepared two fabulous dishes for us, both that can be done gluten-free, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So we'll start with a little bit of the
frittata.
Yes, frittata. And this is the gluten-free frittata. So tell us a little bit of how you got this from there to here.
Well, it's a Spanish frittata. And of course, Spanish frittatas are intended to use up your leftovers. They're great, and they're also fast and easy to do when you have company. So the frittata is very simple. I had leftover gluten-free pasta done with quinoa and cornmeal, and I had that in the refrigerator, and then all I did was saute up some onions, a little shallot for a little bit of that garlicky flavor in there, and some zucchini and bell peppers, and you saute them till they're nice and melted in the pan with a little olive oil, and then I added in some mushrooms, a little bit of sliced Kalamata olives, that little Mediterranean feel to it. And you know, again, use what you've got in your refrigerator. That's the great thing. You have leftover asparagus from the night before. Oh my gosh,
yes.
Is that fabulous. But you put that all together, you toss in your pasta, you put in a little bit of cheese, if you're able to have cheese. I used a little bit of a really good provolone that was shredded and a little bit of Parmesan. You put your eggs and your milk in there, put it in the oven for 25 minutes because the pan's already hot. It's on the stove.
Right.
So you've already accomplished a lot of your cooking. You put it in, 25 minutes later you pull it out and it's done.
So it's a one skillet.
Yes.
So it's easy.
It's the perfect segment. You have this, a little salad, and then you go on to dessert.
That's right. So tell us about this beautiful dessert.
Well, this is just a little petite cheesecake, and I used a special pan that has a little bottom that comes through, and I wrapped the parchment in. It's so easy to do. You can do it in a muffin pan. You don't have to have the special pan. You just take your crumbs and you mix them with your butter and your sugar and you pat them in the bottom. You use a food processor. You don't even have to use a mixer for the cheesecake because you really don't want it to souffle up a lot.
Okay.
So the food processor works great for this type of cheesecake. Bake it up, pull it out, take them out of the pan, and then I used the candied mint leaf with a little bit of edible glitter on it. And they're actually very simple to make. You use pasteurized egg white and you brush it lightly front and back. You sprinkle a little bit of baker's sugar on it. And then I put the edible glitter and you let them dry for about 5 to 8 days. And you have your little mint leaves and you can keep them for months.
And then you have the pomegranate seeds.
Oh,
and what are the health benefits to those?
Oh my gosh,
I've heard
they're
all kinds of things.
Filled with antioxidants, they're high in vitamin C, and you know what? They are so tasty and so beautiful, and they just give you that little pop of tang. And the other reason I like that is because those pomegranate seeds, segue, actually happen to go very well with the wine we've got today.
And we do have wine, don't we?
We
always have wine with us.
Lawrence Dunham's beautiful Grenache. I was down at the vineyard. Oh my gosh, it's an amazing place down in Pierce, Arizona.
Beautiful.
But this Grenache is perfect for both dishes. And the reason being, it has a really good acidity level and just a little bit of that fruitiness, and it really complements either pomegranate seeds or raspberries, neither of which are really sweet, but it really works well with each dish because both of them have fatty elements. And the high acidity helps to cleanse the palate with every sip, and that way every bite of these tastes brand new, like that very first bite that has all the impact every time you have a sip of wine.
Right, and this wine is perfect by itself as well. I've had this wine, and it's like a light Pinot almost, so it does go with everything beautifully, even a fish dish or something a little bit lighter, an egg dish perhaps.
Oh yeah,
So,
I've had it with shrimp. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so good.
yeah, so, well, I know that Kurt Dunham a lot of times will pair the food to the wine as opposed to pairing the wine to the food.
That is correct.
So I have no doubt that this is going to flow together beautifully. So Candy, we're standing in a beautifully designed kitchen. The designer and the whole building team involved, Modern Group, they did a fabulous job on this remodel project, and the kitchen is stunning. However, from a chef's perspective, does it work? Does this kitchen actually, is it a functional kitchen?
Actually, I really enjoyed getting to cook in it. And part of the reason was the way they used their space was so smart. I have a big space to work in here for one item. When that's at a standstill and I can't go any further, I have a whole other space over there. If I actually have family in, they could be over here in the front working. But the other thing I really like is the fact that they did put the sink right in the island. It makes it so fast for me to wash and everything. I don't have to turn around behind me, and then only when I'm ready to put food on the stove or in the oven, then all I have to do is take 2 steps over and put it in the oven. Right here, I've got my refrigerator right here. It was very, very functional from a chef's point of view. But the last thing that's really important, I'm really glad they made the decision to take out the cabinet and put in the 2 windows, because now I'm working in a lot of great natural light that you often don't get when you're working in a kitchen.
Exactly. Tell us how we can find you, and tell us a little bit about where we can find your recipes.
Well, the easiest way to get the recipes is we're going to have them on your website, finewineanddesign.com. To find me, go on to Candy Lesher, LESHER.com. I've got my website there. And I do have Cooking Studio AZ. I do cooking classes, and I also do some truffles and scones. And I'm just a multi.
You do. I was just going to say, you do it all. And you've got a good design background too, because I've been in your kitchen. I actually helped you with your kitchen. So
I can really appreciate great design, great kitchens, and great food.
That's right.
And wine.
Absolutely. To learn more about Candy Lesher and her talents, all of them, to learn more about Lawrence Dunham Vineyards and their beautiful wines and these recipes, you can do so by visiting us at finewineanddesign.com.
When we return, we're going to meet the team behind today's Dream Kitchen Makeover and hear what the homeowners have to say.